The EU Home Affairs Chief has issued a warning to member states. Johansson says those who fail to enforce the new Pact on Migration and Asylum could face legal action. Johansson spoke with Euronews following the European Parliament's migration policy reform vote.
All member states have to implement it and to apply, and if not, the Commission will of course act and use, if necessary, infringement. But I must say that I'm pretty convinced that member states will implement the pact now quite quickly. They seem to be quite eager to do the implementation, and I'm convinced that they will also apply it.
Johansson says she's confident Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk will abide by the rules. He's voiced firm opposition to the pact, and Johansson rejects claims the new rules will drive human rights violations.
This is very, very clear in the legislation that we're actually strengthening the protection of the fundamental rights of the asylum seekers, the right to apply for asylum, and specific safeguards for the vulnerable ones. So this is a very strong legislation. And I think it's also important to remember that we have a strong support from the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, Filippo Grandi, and he was also out yesterday strongly welcoming the pact.
The Commissioner describes cooperation with Libya as difficult. Its coast guard is financed by the EU. It has a track record of rights violations.
They are also the ones who have to do the search and rescue. But then we are criticizing what happened with people afterwards, because in these centers that they're usually being brought to, we know that the conditions are very dire, I should say unacceptable. And that's why we are calling on the Libyans to change this and to close these centers and to stop this arbitrary detention of migrants in these centers.
Euronews will broadcast the entire interview with Europe's Home Affairs Commissioner over the weekend on the magazine programme Global Conversation.